Okay, I already mentioned the fire blocking and the pressure regulator valve over to the side. But I didn't mention right here is we're missing all this sheathing right here. You can see the pink mat that goes around. This all should be filled with thermoply. Filled and properly sealed. Moving on along. I did mention that this was not properly secured, the cabinet for the electrical supply. But this is the main gas line. That's the outside third of the header. This pipe right here comes out past the wall. This is not properly protected. Actually, it wasn't properly installed. It should have been moved over a little bit and buried, recessed further in the wall. Should have been. Just saying. Coming on along. I'm going to repeat this, but it's going to be a recurring theme. Sorry about the mask. We're missing an anchor bolt nut right there. On this side, the east side of the garage car entry. I'm going to move to some new uncharted ground. This is the downstairs. So as we move on along here, there's the blueprints. And the blueprints say that there's supposed to be a smoke alarm in this room, and there's not. The smoke alarm is not present in this room. That insulation right there, the exterior bib faucet, that should be continuous. So we've got some exposed PEX that can freeze right there on the exterior wall. Sorry for the muffled sound. I'm wearing a mask. Protect these guys in here that are not wearing masks. For me, that's okay. It's just a home inspector. Okay, these anchor bolts are not supposed to be positioned in the outside third of the sole plate. Some people call it sill plate, call it what you will. But they're not supposed to be in the outside third. And of course that one is. They're not supposed to be on the inside third. They're supposed to be in the middle third. So coming on along. Moving through here. We're in the formal dining area. Anchor bolt in the outside third right there. And then this stud right here has no integrity underneath the window. It's necessary. I mean, it seems to be necessary for all the other windows. So I think that's necessary. And that's the outside third, another anchor bolt. I'll get some light on the subject. Okay, that one's marginal. I get carried away, I do. That one's not. There's definitely the outside third right there. This is the pantry. Butler's closet. Call it what you will. This is a good thing. Sometimes we talk about good things. So we got a loop where the kitchen island is going to go here. So we got a nice vent loop right there. Once the wall's installed, you can't really tell. So that's the good part about having a pre-drywall inspection. Sometimes you see good stuff. That's the outside third. This is the breakfast area. Moving along. Inside third. Anchor bolts again. Anchor bolt, inside third, right in here. Big old notch right here. This big old notch, I just don't know what we can do about that. We got to put the outlet boxes in. We've got lots of studs. I'm not an engineer, but I'm just assuming by the lack of paint that the code inspector probably thought that was a hunky-dory installation. Moving on along. This is a great room. Great room right here. Living room, great room. So this is the southeast corner. This anchor bolt's on the inside third right there. It's almost a third right here. Let's double check. Let's go ahead and paint that up. Why not? What's going on here? Must be important. I put one over here. I put one over there and one over there, so I'm sure that you don't want a whole third of your stud missing. I mean, maybe somebody can explain why it's okay to have a third of your stud missing. I'd like to listen to that. I'd like to hear that. Okay, up here, we're missing a few of our fans that are going around there. That might be an acceptable application. I'm just not sure, to be honest. Engineered beam cut on the end like that. Huh. That's kind of interesting. That's an interesting application. I'm going to go home and do some homework. How about that? I didn't want to do any homework today, but thank you. Thank you. I appreciate the challenge. Another stud's been cut out. Third right there. I've been there. Somebody's been here besides me. These red arrows. We're missing nuts on our anchor bolts. Alright, so this nut's cut out. Missing another nut on the anchor bolt. And then we have one over here. We're missing nut on the anchor bolt, but they've sunk another anchor bolt. That's acceptable, actually. So that no longer applies. I'm not as skinny as I was a long time ago. So I come along here. This anchor bolt is on the inside third. We're on the west side of the master bedroom. I can't believe I wasn't here. Blind inspector. We're missing an anchor bolt right there. Big as day. Going on along here. Got another one. I guess I was just anxious to get out of that tight corner right there, huh? Alright. We're going to have to do some notes here. Missing 2 anchor bolt nuts on the west side of the master bedroom. Coming on along. Moving in here. Master bathtub, anchor bolt on the outside third right there. Master commode, anchor bolt on the outside third right there. Nothing really going on. We can have these gaps like this between these rooms. This structural sheathing is for shear support. It's not waterproof right in here. It's for shear support. So that's actually acceptable. Inquiring minds want to know. Now coming along here, you're not supposed to bore in the outside third or inside. You're supposed to bore in the middle third of your studs here. And this is the drain lines for the master lavatories, and they're all bored. Not all of them. They're all bored on the inside third right there. So I find that yellow paint worthy. So I just do. Alright. Moving on along. The good stuff, remember? The clothes dryer length is actually labeled. That's awesome. Now your sill plate, it's actually not a sill plate or sill plate, it's a bottom plate. It can be notched like that in a small area. There's really no other way to get around it. Moving on along. We're just making some time here. Making some time. Smoke alarm. Monoxide alarm. We don't have a smoke alarm And it's not in the instructions. It's not in the blueprints. So the blueprints do not specify the smoke alarm in the big middle of everything. The smoke alarm instructions do. And those instructions supersede code. But, you know, however they want to choose to apply it. This is that structural panel that was missing right here, and we see what's going on out there. See that smoke alarm right there? Yeah. Alright. Like that. So that's what downstairs looks like. That's what downstairs looks like. We're going to go on upstairs here in a minute. I'm going to get a drink of water with my whistle. Talking dries me out. Talking through a mask dries me out.